Now let's talk about the top 10 players in the Super Bowl this year. Let's go ahead and dive deep. Let's roll the sleeves up and let's see and rank the top 10 players in the Super Bowl this year. Number 10, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, the beloved New Orleans Saint that just left and went to the Eagles, tied for the league lead in interceptions. Awesome free agent pickup, clearly, for Philadelphia. Tied for first in the league in interceptions, like I said, with 6 of them. He is a hard-hitting, smart, well-covering safety who brings absolute energy and smack talk to this team. And the Eagles ride off of that. They're a great defense. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson played a major part in it. Number 9, I've got Creed Humphrey. As a second-year player who plays like the second best center in football already, he's got back-to-back 90-plus PFF grades and no sacks given up in his entire career. Number 8, give me A.J. Brown, another major free agent pickup. Here we go, Alan. Got our guys in the top, in the top 10, taking up 2 of the last 3 spots here on the list. A.J. Brown, another major free agent pickup, 1,496 yards and 11 touchdowns are career highs for this young receiver, and they were both top 4 in the league. Guy's an absolute touchdown machine and has been in his entire career, one of the top route runners in the league. Very quiet this postseason thus far, so I'm really expecting a big Super Bowl from him, and I think he'll have his way, whether it's L'Jarius Sneed, whether it's Trent McDuffie. I want to make sure I'm getting some of these Kansas City corners right. I've also know, we got a Justin Reed, we got a Juan Thornhill, so he will definitely think I definitely think he'll be able to have his way with some of these corners. Maybe not the whole game, but he'll have an impact enough. At number 7, give me Hassan Reddick. And this might be the best free agent pickup for them. I mean, just to think that they got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, A.J. Brown, and Hassan Reddick in the offseason. I was sleeping on the Eagles. I knew these guys were going to be good. But when you look back at what they did and who they are on paper, oh my goodness. This man had 16 and a half sacks, and he was tied for second in the NFL. In 2 postseason games, this man has 8 tackles, 3.5 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery in just 2 games this postseason. Number 6, give me Jalen Hurts. Clearly my boy. Y'all know how I feel about him. Accounted for 60% of his team's touchdowns, 4th in the league overall in rushing touchdowns, 9th in the league in passing yards for his team. Top offense, top defense in the league. This team is built around Jalen Hurts. They got him some weapons. He's played who he's played. We'll get into that later in the show. I know the schedule hasn't been the strongest, but y'all know how I feel about Jalen Hurts. And again, I appreciate the love on social media. Damn. What did I just do? Make sure I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. Let's check the chat. AJ Brown, I know. Alan, introduce yourself to Wesley Davis here on Facebook, man. He's an AJ Brown fan as well. He's a Titans fan. Y'all should get in the comments. The both of y'all go back and forth. Y'all should chop it up, whether it's in the comments or not. Scott Allen Spradlin is my cousin, Wesley. He is personally done with the Titans. So y'all should chat and see how y'all each feel about the Titans because he's ready to jump ship. He loves Joe Burr. The Windows his whole career. Cincinnati, hey, you got to have a backup team. That's okay. If the Titans aren't in on it for you, then all right, get your backup team. And number 5, give me Chris Jones. Just his performance alone against Cincinnati, I feel like, can get him here on this list. He's got 4 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 5 quarterback hits just in that game alone against Cincinnati. I'll say that again. Against the Bengals in the AFC title game in the rematch to get back to the Super Bowl that they've coveted so much, 4 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 5 quarterback hits. 15 and a half sacks in the NFL was among the most for any defensive tackle in the league and 4th most of any player in the NFL. He finished the season as PFF's highest graded interior defensive lineman and earned a first-team All-Pro selection this year and is now a finalist, or was a finalist rather, for Defensive Player of the Year. At number 4, give me Lane Johnson. Clearly a monster. Lane Johnson did not allow a sack or a hit all season long and surrendered a total of just 9 hurries on 551 pass blocking attempts. He's protecting Jalen Hurts. He's a major part of Jalen Hurts' success. They complement each other, and clearly he's on this list for a reason because he's a major part of the offensive line. Jason Kelce at number 3, kind of spoiled it there. I got the Kelce brothers at 3 and at 2. Jason Kelce is the best center in the game, no question. One of the best centers ever. Another major piece of that offensive line for them passing and rushing the football. And he has allowed no sacks this season as well. Neither has Lane Johnson. Travis Kelce, number 2, the best tight end in the game and the best tight end ever. Yes, Travis Kelce is the best tight end ever. in the history of the National Football League. And then at number 1, of course, haven't named him, Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the game in 2 games this year when he was hobbled in the second one. Overall, between those 2 games, completed 70% of his passes nearly for 521 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So my top 10 Super Bowl players, Patrick Mahomes, number 1, Travis Kelce, number 2, Jason Kelce, number 3, Lane Johnson at 4, Chris Jones at 5, Jalen Hurts at 6, Hassan Reddick at 7, A.J. Brown at 8, Creed Humphrey at 9, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson at 10.